beautiful young queen who was pregnant with her first child. She was filled with the excitement, anguish, and fear every mother to be faces just before her child arrived. So every night before bed, the queen knitted by her window to calm her nerves. One night, as she looked out to admire the snowy land around the castle, the queen accidentally pricked her finger with her knitting needle. 3 drops of blood fell on the snow beneath the window. While looking down at the blood, the queen was overwhelmed by a grim premonition. She knew her child would be born in 3 days' time, but that she would die giving birth. Sure enough, 3 days later, the young queen went into labor and gave birth to a daughter. With her little remaining strength, the queen named the infant princess Snow White, and then died, just as she had predicted. Rather than dealing with his grief, the king quickly remade to disturb himself. His new wife was a vain and greedy woman. Her most prized possession was a mysterious magic. Every day, the new queen would stand before it and say, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" The silk host of a man would appear in the mirror and reply, "My lady's beauty is fair and true. No one in land is fairer than you." This exchange gave the new queen her greatest pleasure, for she knew the magic mirror only spoke the truth. The king's previous wife had been so beloved that the new queen didn't receive a warm welcome to the kingdom. Word of her fancy quickly spread through the castle and eventually reached the people of the kingdom. As time went on, the new queen's dissatisfaction with everything unrelated to her appearance became more and more evident, and the people began referring to her as the evil queen. To the kingdom's dismay, the king's health began to decline rapidly. After years of suppressing his sadness for his late wife, the king's heart was poisoned with grief and he died. Snow White grew up an orphan princess. She became a beautiful young woman with skin pale as snow, lips red as blood, and hair black as ebony. The young princess resembled her late mother, and she was beloved by all the kingdom. They looked forward to the day when she would take the truth from her stepmother. Her stepdaughter's growing beauty started to worry the evil queen. Her resentment reached new heights when she stood before her magic mirror one day and asked, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" The man inside the mirror appeared and said, "My lady's beauty is fair and true, but Snow White is fairer than you." The evil queen never thought it was possible for her beauty to be surpassed. Enraged with the jealousy, she summoned her most faithful humans to the castle at once. I want you to take the princess into the woods and kill her, the evil queen ordered. But, Your Majesty, I can't do such a thing, the husband said, even he had been taken by Snow White's charm. You shall do what I say, or you shall be killed too, the evil queen said. And when you have finished, I want you to bring me her heart on a plate so I know it's done. Fearing his execution, the husband was forced to oblige. The following morning, he took the young princess deep into the forest to kill her as the queen had commanded. When he raised his knife, the young princess fell to her knees. Please, husband, don't kill me, she begged. "'Tis not that wish you harm, princess, but the queen." That husband said, "She's horribly jealous of you. She won't stop until she has your heart on a plate." "If you let me live, I'll run into the woods and never come back," Snow White said. The husband figured Snow White was as good as dead if she enters the woods alone, so he let her go. The princess ran into the trees and never looked back. The husband slaughtered a hawk and delivered its head to the evil queen on a plate. Fooled by the false heart, the evil queen was overjoyed, thinking her stepdaughter was dead. She had her servants cook the heart, and she ate it for the dinner. Afterward, she stood before her magic mirror and asked, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" By then, Snow White had traveled well beyond the magic mirror domination, so it did not see her running through the wood. For the first time in a long while, the mirror replied, "My lady's beauty is fair and true. No one in the land is fairer than you." The evil queen called with dissatisfaction. Snow White ran and through the woods until her feet bled and blistered and couldn't carry her anymore. She collapsed on the ground and sobbed, fearing a weak creature would attack her. "Oh, Father, wherever you are, please guide me to safety," Snow White prayed. When the princess looked up, she spotted a quaint cottage in the middle of the wood. It was small, with short doors and windows, as if it were meant for children. Snow White went inside and discovered that all the furniture was miniature as well. "How peculiar," she said. Snow White explored the tiny home and found a bedroom with 7 small beds. The princess was so excited. She lay across them without hesitation and instantly fell asleep. Unbeknown to the princess, the cottage was not home to 7 children, but to 7 dwarves who worked in the local mine. They returned home that night to find the princess snuggled up in their bed, but the princess was so beautiful as she slept that none of the dwarves was alarmed by her presence. "What a lovely young maiden," the oldest dwarf said. Snow White suddenly woke up and jumped out of the bed in fright when she saw the 7 dwarfs surrounding her. "Please forgive me for insulting," Snow White apologized. "I didn't have anywhere else to go and I was afraid to be alone in the forest." "It is all right, child," the youngest dwarf said. "What are you doing so far in the wood by yourself?" Snow White told the dwarf that she was a princess and lived in her father's castle on the other side of the forest. She told them, how her stepmother was jealous of her and had ordered the husband to kill her. After hearing her tale, the dwarf grew very protective of young princess. "You must live with us, where it's safe," the oldest said, and all six of his brothers agreed. "You are in rough territory, and we rarely get visits from royalty like yourself." Snow White was overwhelmed by the dwarf's kindness. She stayed with the dwarf for several months, and they became a family. They forgot all about the evil queen, but unfortunately for Snow White, her stepmother had not forgotten about her. By now, the magic mirror's knowledge of the world its reflected had grown, and it found Snow White where found. One night, the evil queen stood before it and asked, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" The mirror replied, "My lady's beauty is fair and true, but Snow White is far fairer than you." The evil queen couldn't believe her ears. "How can that be?" she asked. "I had her on a plate. I was not the princess her you consumed, but that of a swine. She lived in a cottage deep in the woods, withdrawn from the mine." The evil queen was beside herself with anger. She quickly devised a new plan to get rid of her stepdaughter forever. This time, rather than putting the task in someone else's hands, the evil queen would do the deed herself. The next morning, the jealous queen disguised herself as an old padded woman and filled a basket full of the finest accessories from her own wardrobe. She traveled into the forest and found the dwarf's cottage. The evil queen waited for the seven dwarfs to leave for the mine and then knocked on the door. "Hello, may I help you?" Snow White said as she answered the door. She was surprised to see another person so far in the wood. "Good afternoon, my dear," the evil queen said, using a different voice from her own. "I'm an old merchant and have many beautiful things to sell if you're interested." "What kinds of things?" Snow White asked. "Silks and scarves, laces and corsets and much more," she said. "Everything fancied by a young girl like you. I wish I could purchase some of your lovely items, but I'm afraid I don't have any coins to spare," Snow White said. The princess went to shut the door, but the evil queen blocked it with her foot. "It doesn't cost anything to try something on," she said. "Please, I insist." She opened the basket and showed Snow White all the colorful accessories inside. Snow White was entranced by the colors and fabrics and couldn't resist letting the old woman inside. The evil queen helped Snow White try on a corset and lace up behind her. She pulled it tighter and tighter. When Snow White expressed that it was hard to breathe, the evil queen pulled it even tighter. Snow White turned blue and fell on the floor and if she were dead. The evil queen laughed. "Now I shall be fairest once again." She left the cottage and hurried back to the castle, anxious for her magic mirror to confirm. Soon after, the seven dwarfs returned from the mines and found Snow White on the floor. They noticed the tight cord right away, and the oldest split it open with his knife. Snow White gasped and regained consciousness. "Who did this to you?" the oldest dwarf asked. Snow White told the dwarfs about the old merchant woman selling accessories. Fearing it may have been the evil queen in disguise, the dwarf told Snow White to never open the door for that woman again. Meanwhile, The evil queen returns to the castle and stood before her magic mirror. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all? To her dismay, the mirror replied, My lady's beauty is fair and true, but Snow White is far fairer than you. No, the evil queen shouted. I crashed her bridge with a curses, and yet she still lived. The angry queen knew she would have to try harder if she wanted Snow White to remain alive. She went into a secret chamber in the castle that no one else knew about to devise her next plan. The chamber was filled with cauldrons and potions and many other items used for witchery.